Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs Cardinals at Wrigley Field. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, after getting roughed up last weekend in Houston, rookie right-hander Cade Horton bounced back in a big way by throwing 7 scoreless innings last night against Cleveland.
Every game's important. I obviously wanted to have a good bounce back, but, I think it was just applying what I learned from Houston into the start, and I did a good job of that. And so just continuing to build off that, and now it becomes all repeating, going back out and repeating what I did last night.
I've heard you say that before in terms of learning from what happened in Houston and building on it. Can you specifically take us through the things that you learned and what you tried to do?
Yeah. In Houston, I was moving really fast. My delivery was fast, and so that created a lot of arm side misses. And so yesterday, I just wanted to, slow down everything, slow down my routine, slow down the way I walk out there in between innings, just slow the game down, and just be in control. No matter what the result is, just be in control and live pitch to pitch.
Is that hard to do?
It's the hardest thing to do. There's 40,000 people out in the stands. There's so much out of your control in baseball, and it's really hard to do. It's easy to say, but being in that, like, in the moment, like, it's tough because there's so many factors that go into it.
Are you consciously thinking about it, meaning a breath, stepping off the rubber to kind of slow the pace to what you need?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's what I learned from Houston is I wasn't doing that. I was moving 100 miles an hour. In environments like that, like, less is more. And so, yeah, just learning from it.
And from a pitch plan attack, have you changed anything?
No, I haven't changed. I haven't changed anything. I want to continue attacking my strengths and getting leadoff outs.
The reason I was asking is because it seems like you have a lot of command of that changeup now, and you're using it. Yeah.
I just had a good feel for it yesterday. A lot of lefties in the lineup, so I needed the changeup to work. And I got a feel for it early and just continued building on it.
Do you feel like you have a handle on the things you need to do to stay calm and slow down in the moment?
Yeah. Each game is different. It's like each start is different. You're putting a puzzle together and you're just trying to figure out the pieces. But yeah, I think, yesterday was a good recipe for success, and just continuing to build on that and repeating those same cues and feels for the next one.
Cade, appreciate your time. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Cubs right-hander Cade Horton. The 50-50 raffle is featuring a new mega jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the All-Star break. Coming up, the Manager Show next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long, because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super Oversized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store stock online?
Definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale, retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
A Pair of Jokers comedy tour live at Fort Wayne South Bend's Rippentown Conference and Event Center. See comedians Damon Williams, Gary G. Thank Johnson, and Jess Niche on Saturday, July 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Cubs Cardinals at Wrigley Field. Time now to hear from Cubs manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Here's Coom.
Counsell, last series, you get a sweep. Very good series. Your thoughts, win-loss, very good series, but your thoughts, how did you look at the series? When you put a W in the win column and you raise a flag, it's always pretty good because that's the great result you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. I mean, really a focus on the pitching side this series. Great to see Cade come out and after his toughest start as a major league pitcher come out and maybe have his best start as a major league pitcher. So really kind of reinforces what we think about Cade and how this kid is just built right. And he's a performer. He's a great competitor, and it's fun to see that stuff. It's fun to see the growth in that, right? And watch a kid like kind of get knocked down and get right back up and said, I'll show you, right? And that was really cool. And then just, man, our bullpen, I mean, those guys, like, they are just doing an incredible job. I mean, last night, like, in a game like last night, every pitch for a bullpen guy is a huge pitch in the game. And they came out and I thought just did wonderful job in high pressure situations. And you could tick off every single one of them. But the at bat Brazier had against Jose Ramirez. I mean, Jose Ramirez didn't get a hit in that series. Right. And that's
I kept saying, shh.
Yeah.
Still saying it.
I kept saying it. We all kept saying it. You're almost expecting it. Right. Like, even like, though we made good pitches. And so I thought Brazier's at bat against him. I thought it was a fabulously, from a pitching perspective, like how you run an at bat from a pitcher, like he just made it tough on him. And that was just great pitching, I thought. And then Chris Flexen too, just like, he just continues. We put him in high pressure situations. It doesn't matter. He delivers, made some big pitches to give us a chance to win. So those guys are just taking care of each other. They're doing a great job and they're making each other good at their jobs.
One more question before we get to the Cardinals. This is the Cubs-Cardinals series, but with Cade, it wasn't that long ago that everybody talked about him being a two-pitch pitcher. I'm watching that split changeup thing he's throwing yesterday, and it's like, that is a really good pitch, and he had great command of it yesterday. And that's in season learning a pitch, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. So he faced a full, almost all right-handed hitting lineup against Houston, and then all left-handed hitting lineup last night. And it's one of those lineups where you're almost like thankful that he's able to like have it so he can throw that pitch. Yeah, you're required to throw the pitch a lot, and then that by throwing he builds confidence in it, and he sees the success, and it's going to be an important thing moving forward for him to have success when you have kind of maybe a half righties, half lefties. Hey, I got to commit to that pitch even though I'm not throwing it as much. So that'll give him the confidence to do it. But it was a good pitch, and it was an equalizer for sure.
Cubs Cardinals 4th of July. Does it get any better in the baseball world than what you're going to experience today?
Right. I mean, it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun day. It's a Friday day game at Wrigley on July 4th against a division rival. So we're in the right place. We're in the right place.
Good luck here against the Cardinals, Counsell, and happy 4th of July.
Thanks, Coom. You as well.
That's the Manager Show with Craig Counsell. Zach, back to you.
Coom, thanks. The baseball board next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with the Spiegel and Holmes Show, 2 to 6 on The Score.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a backseat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
Experience the excitement at Four Winds Casinos with award-winning cuisine, luxurious hotel accommodations, the latest slots, and a variety of table games. Why settle for less when you can have it all at Four Winds Casinos, your entertainment escape?
We all want the best of both. Dessert without calories, luxury without expense, and how about security without passwords? With Okta, it's possible. We secure identity for your business, so you can safely use any technology. You can build experiences that are richer and more secure, grow revenue without running up costs, and scale easily, no matter your tech stack. Enjoying the best of both? It's possible. It's Okta. Okta, the world's identity company.
Cubs hosting St. Louis, the opener of a 4-game set on this 4th of July. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Pete Crow Armstrong had 2 home runs last year against Miles Michaelis. I'm banking on PCA to get going again today. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Colin Ray is on the mound for the Cubs. The veteran right-hander is 5-3 with a 4.37 ERA. He's coming off a win in Houston last weekend. Fellow right-hander Miles Michaelis is going for the Cardinals, 4-5 with a 4.76 ERA. He was rocked in Cleveland last weekend, 6 earned runs on 7 hits in just 4 innings of work. Around Baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. One final on the board. The Red Sox crushed the Nationals 11-2. Trevor Story, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, including a home run. Now, God bless America on this Independence Day at Wrigley Field prior to Cubs and Cardinals.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. Oh, sleep, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Elise Baker performing the national anthem on this 4th of July at Wrigley Field with a flyover by the United States Air Force. What an atmosphere. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. It's time for baseball at the friendly confines. Cubs, Cardinals, Pats, Ron, next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life is full of delicious moments, like when a big table of friends feels like a big table of family, or when the meal you made and shared brings in all the likes on your feed. That's why Carando offers premium meatballs, delicious, savored meatballs made with real Italian flavors, to help you savor the big and small moments that make life so good. Carando. Life is delicious. Savor it. For recipes and more, visit carando.com.
Hey, what was the name of that learning app again?
Oh, IXL.
And it's really helping your kids?
Oh, yeah. IXL figures out where each kid needs support and gives them the practice they need.
Go Chipmunks! Chipmunks! So my third grader and my high schooler could both use IXL?
Yep.
Are we talking about IXL?
Do your kids use IXL too?
Sure do. Research shows 20 minutes a week helps improve kids' test scores.
Go IXL, the learning program 16 million students trust. Try it today at IXL.com.
Rivers Casino invites you to experience the ultimate entertainment destination in Chicagoland. Take a spin on the hottest slots or place your bets on over 95 table games, offering the biggest action in Chicagoland. Join the crowd in the event center for live performances by Grammy Award-winning artists. Delight your palate with unmatched dining experiences or celebrate your wins with a carefully crafted cocktail. Rivers Casino promises nonstop thrills and unforgettable wins with every visit. Let's play. See riverscasino.com for details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer.
This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on The Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Arturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Kumar with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's time for game one of a 3-game weekend series between the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. Zach Zaidman working alongside our engineer, Paul Zarang, and we all thank you for joining us, and a very, very happy 4th of July, wherever you might be. And happy birthday to America, celebrating birthday number 249 today. Cubs and Cardinals, always a great rivalry. They played 4 in Missouri last week, splitting the 4. Cardinals won the first two. Cubs came back to take the final two. And they meet again today. Game one of a 3-game set. Veteran right-handers will start for their respective teams. It'll be Colin Ray going for the Cubs. Colin is 5-3. Miles Michaelis is 4-5 for St. Louis, and he gets the start for the Cardinals today. Great crowd. The enormous American flag was spread out on the field before the game. And the Cubs take the field. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. We'll be back with lineups and baseball on this holiday. The Cubs and the Cardinals back to get it started after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for great Cubs guests, middays 10 a.m. to 2. It's Rahimi and Harris on 670 The Score.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling. And after 196 years, the wait is over. Yuengling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. Cubs, Cardinals, 4th of July, Friday day game, Wrigley Field. Do you need to say any more?
Nice slice of Americana, I would say, Ron. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. Sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. Leading off for St. Louis, their second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Mason Wynn is the shortstop. Alec Burleson batting third and playing right field. The cleanup man is the former Cub first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Lars Nootbaar in left. Nolan Arenado batting sixth and playing third base. Nolan Gorman, the DH. Pedro Pajes catching and batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott. And we are ready for baseball. Colin Ray, big, tall right-hander, delivers to Donovan. A swing and a foul back, landing right down below us. And I saw that quick move. You still go to your left, lightning fast.
It's amazing. 4th of July, that's what it is.
Here comes the 0-1 from Ray. Fastball strike. Let's get the Cubs lineup to you. Ian Happ leading off in left. Kyle Tucker in right. Seiya Suzuki, the DH. Now the 0-2 pitch from the Cub right-hander Ray. Strike three called. Donovan fouled off the first pitch and never took the bat off his shoulder again. And down he goes. Cubs will have Pete Crow Armstrong batting fourth and center. Dansby Swanson at short. Michael Busch in the lineup at first base. Busch batting sixth. Carson Kelly catching. Nico Horner at second base. And batting ninth, the third baseman who drove in the winning run last night in the 1-0 10-inning win over Cleveland, Matt Shaw. Mason Wynn the batter, and he'll take outside ball one. Game time temperature 78. Feels pretty good, Ron.
It really does. Beautiful day here in Chicago. A little bit of cloud cover right now, so the sun isn't quite out, but gorgeous day. Perfect day for baseball. And I think we're going to have an absolutely packed house here at Wrigley.
Lights have been turned on. Cloudy, warm. Not much of a breeze. Here's a drive into left center on the run. Crow Armstrong dives and makes a sensational catch. Pete Crow Armstrong just took an extra base hit away from Mason Wynn. The center fielder racing over into the alley. A headlong dive. He caught the ball inches off the ground. What a great play.
Sometimes there's balls that you just don't expect at all to be caught. That was one of them. That had double. If he lays out triple written all over it, he just flat out outran the play.
Fans buzzing after that sensational play by Crow Armstrong. 2 down, nobody on. Alec Burleson, the batter, takes high and inside, ball 1. We have a pretty good angle run from our booth. And I'm with you. I thought there's no way you're going to catch that. Swinging a foul back, 1-1. But it's like he just has that will, that desire to make every single play. You'd have to have that kind of a desire to make that kind of a play.
I want to know how fast he was running after step 2 when he decided he was going to go after that ball.
Popped up, playable foul, caught by Shaw. Burleson fouls out to third. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And let's see if Pete Crow Armstrong gets another ovation. He certainly should from the fans as he tosses the ball up into the stands. He just has fun at the ballpark. Gotta love that. 3 up, 3 down at the end of a half inning. No score. Cubs coming up on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Kyle Tucker. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Game time temperature of 78, sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. The leadoff man is Ian Happ, sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Ian gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ian Happ will take the first pitch from Miles Michaelis for a strike. Ron, if you were still in that Cubs lineup as you were in the 2001 season, and you were facing Michaelis, here's the next pitch, check swing on a changeup down low in the count 1-1. What would be your approach?
I would be a little patient in my first at bat, and I would really want to see what breaking pitch is working for Michaelis. He's a much different pitcher than he was 10 years ago.
A drive to deep right, going back, Burleson on the track, makes the catch. Ian hit it a little bit out on the end of the bat, it looked like. It was a good swing, but it was hauled in by Burleson for out number 1.
There was a time, Pat, when Michaelis threw more fastballs percentage-wise than any pitcher really in baseball. Now that is not the case. He mixes in the slider, curveball, and changeup quite a bit. But usually one of those two breaking balls will stand out for him, and you've got to figure out which one that is. But he is going to throw a lot of strikes, and you got to be ready to hit when you step in the box.
Kyle Tucker takes outside. No score, bottom of the first. Tucker hitting .287. Full house at Wrigley. What a sight that American flag was on the field. Swing and a miss. They count 0-2. An enormous flag. I would say about 200 feet wide and maybe 100 feet tall. And there were probably 50 or 60 people manning the flag just to get it spread out. And what a beautiful sight that was.
Yeah, you get a chance to see it, I'm sure it'll be all over social media. I've sent it to all my friends and family. What an incredible sight is right here at Wrigley Field. A packed house and the flag out in front on Independence Day. Very, very cool.
No score first inning. Here's a ground ball backhanded by Contreras. Shovels to Michaelis on the bag, and that's out number 2. Wilson Contreras plays first base these days. No longer does the catching. 0-0 game. There has not yet been a base runner, and the batter is Seiya Suzuki.
First inning powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. And a speed gun today is powered by Xfinity. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Seiya hitting .261. Michaelis fires. First pitch strike. Michaelis overall, 4 wins, 5 losses, and his ERA 4.76. Had a rough outing his last time out against Cleveland last weekend. There's a breaking ball outside. He gave up 6 earned runs in just 4 innings. And that was the game that the Cardinals rallied to beat the Guardians 9-6. The 1-1, a swing and a miss, and the count 1-2.
Yeah, and looking at film of that last start, that's a situation where, he threw a lot of strikes, but he threw a lot of real hittable strikes. He didn't have command in the zone, and they banged him around the yard.
Here comes the 1-2 to Seiya. Breaking ball is down low, 2-2. Cubs in their holiday uniforms, the Friday afternoon look. Powder blue shirts, red numbers on their backs, white trousers with a blue stripe going down the side of the pants. Here comes the 2-2. Drilled in the air, deep left field. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Get out the tape measure for Seiya Suzuki. Cubs lead 1-0.
Seiya gets this heater inside, and he whacks this one a long way, just under the video board. Home run number 24 for Suzuki. Pat, the wind is blowing out slightly to left, and it is going to be a day to hit here at Wrigley.
That's number 24 for Seiya. 74 runs batted in. Ron, you played in the big leagues a long time. How about pre-All-Star numbers of 24 home runs, 74 runs batted in? And still 8 or 9 games before the break.
Yeah, we still got the weekend here at Wrigley and a 6-game road trip ahead of us.
Cubs lead 1-0. Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. And Pete will take down low, and the count 1-1. Another home run by the Chicago Cubs, and that's worth noting. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Here's a drive in the deep right field. Back to the wall. That ball is gone. Cubs go back to back. Pete Crow Armstrong, a line drive home run. And the Cubs lead 2-0.
Talk about a way to start off Independence Day. Where are the fireworks? We just saw them. Back-to-back swings. Pete with a diving catch on an incredible play in center, and now gets a breaking ball and hammers a line drive into the bleachers. And they had no shirts with the Pete Crow Armstrong across yesterday. They're going to be no shirts again today with the PCA out there in center.
Number 22 for Pete. His 65th run batted in. Back-to-back home runs by Suzuki and Crow Armstrong. Think about the first inning that Pete Crow Armstrong has had. A sensational diving catch in the top half and a line smash home run in the back half. That's not only what all-stars do, Ron. That's what most valuable players in the league do.
Yeah, amazing. The catch to me was I just didn't give him much of a chance to even come close to making the catch.
Here's a drive by Dansby to right center. On the run is Burleson, makes the catch going away. The Cubs make very good contact in the first inning. Home runs by Suzuki and Crow Armstrong. We go to inning number 2. Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Top of the second inning at Wrigley Field. It's the Cubs with a 2-0 lead over the Cardinals. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Wilson Contreras will lead off the second inning. Some of the fans reacting adversely because of the way the series ended in St. Louis, with Contreras jawing at some of the Cubs. As we go to this second inning, first pitch grounded to third, fielded by Shaw. The toss across in time to get Wilson Contreras. One pitch, one away. Ray has begun his day by setting down the first 4 Cardinals, and the batter is Lars Nootbaar.
And I think when you talk about Colin Ray and his great command he can have of that fastball with movement on either edge of the strike zone, when he does have that kind of command on the edges, he's very difficult. You get a lot of soft contact.
The left-handed batting Nootbaar takes a strike. The footage totals on the home runs: Seiya, 413 feet. Pete Crow Armstrong, 381 feet.
Yeah, but Pete's dented a seat in right.
More of a line drive, you bet. Might have dented somebody's hand.
Yeah, I hope they didn't try to catch that ball.
Here's the 0-1 in there for a strike. You know, people say, is it hard to work on the 4th of July? Not at all. I enjoy it. I'm so used to it. I think I've worked on the 4th of July run for about 40 of the last 43 years, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with myself if we didn't go to a ballpark. I mean, since I've been a little kid, we've been at a ballpark.
Here's a pop-up, shallow left. Swanson, the shortstop, backpedaling and now gloving it. And that's out number 2. But this is a day off for the great majority of Americans. And it's an absolute pleasure to be broadcasting a Cubs-Cardinals game here at famous Wrigley Field, Chicago, USA. Field's in great shape. Dark green ivy on the walls all the way around. Nolan Arenado, the batter. Arenado takes inside. We mentioned that the Cardinals not only got swept in Pittsburgh earlier this week, they did not score a run in the entire series. 3 straight shutout losses. Very unusual. And here's the line drive caught by Nico Horner. Nico moving to his left, caught it at knee level. Hot smash by Arenado, but it's out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Cubs 2, Cardinals nothing on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This July 4th at Lowe's, get up to 40% off select GE appliances. Plus, get an additional 10% off when you buy 2 or 3 select major appliances, like the exclusive GE Profile 4.6 cubic foot capacity, ventless and ultra-fast all-in-one washer and dryer combo with pet hair removal that separates hair from fabrics using high-speed airflow. Shop GE Profile deals at Lowe's. See associate for more details. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Valid 6/18 through 7/9.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
This moment right now is the ideal time to make sure you're stocked on sparklers. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick for an epic 4th of July celebration. Because America's Birthday Bash deserves refreshment that's like fireworks of explosive flavor.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
Tomorrow, Saturday, July 5th, the Cubs and Windy City Smokeout celebrate country music. Fans who purchase through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special Cubs and Windy City Smokeout themed t-shirt and bandana. And Pat, I will make sure you have a bandana to wear at some point tomorrow afternoon.
Sweet. Very good. Just like Chris Christopherson's song, me and Bobby McGee wearing that old bandana.
See,
Michael Bush will lead off this second
very
inning.
fitting. I think it'd be perfect for you.
Janis Joplin popularized that song, but Chris wrote it. Here's a pitch outside to Michael Bush. I bet you like that song.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
High fly ball, deep right field, off the bat of Michael Bush. Get out the tape measure again, long gone. Cubs lead 3-0. This one landed about 5 rows from the top of the bleachers in right center. And Bush has his 15th of the year. And the Cubs have had 6 batters bat, Ron, and 3 have hit impressive home runs.
This ball I thought was going to land in the street. It had Sheffield Avenue written all over it. Bushy absolutely tees off on a Michaelis pitch. And literally just a couple rows from the top of the bleachers.
Carson Kelly will take a strike. Carson, a former Cardinal, hitting .264, 9 home runs, 29 driven in. And the pitch to Carson is a strike.
I never thought there were fireworks during the daytime, but I think we're seeing them.
All 3 home runs, extremely impressive. Suzuki, Crow Armstrong, and now Bush. Here comes the 0-2 off the inside corner. This is the 22nd career start for Michaelis against the Cubs. That is more starts than he's made against any other team. And he's had mixed results. We've seen him pitch very good games, Ron. We've seen him struggle. Overall, he is 6-6 with a 3.17 ERA. Breaking ball just missed to Kelly, 2-2.
Well, he's one of those guys, especially younger. He threw a lot of fastballs. And when he had very good command, he could get through the lineup in a hurry because a lot of guys were swinging early in accounts.
Here's a deep fly ball to left. Another home run. Can you believe it? Carson Kelly with a line smash home run, and the Cubs lead 4-0.
2 innings on the board. The Cubs have gone back-to-back with bombs in both innings here against the Cardinals on the 4th of July.
Number 10 for Kelly. A line drive. It got in there about 10 or 12 rows deep. Straight away left field. Over toward left center, kind of. Woo. His 30th run batted in. And here's Nico Horner. And Nico will take down low. Now, in the old days, Ron, I'm going back 20, 30 years, you would almost expect now a pitch to be inside, maybe even hitting a batter after so many comfortable-looking swings.
Yeah, well, I noticed Nico wasn't exactly cutting it loose on that first pitch from Michaelis. He was standing there going, well, okay, let's just see what we're going to get here.
Pitch to Nico, a swing and a pop-up on the infield. Donovan will give way to the shortstop Wynn, and that's out number 1. But that's the way they used to do it.
100%.
If 4 batters in a 5-batter span all homered, you'd expect it.
Well, we used to call it being your stance in the batter's box was the prevent from getting hurt. And you'd stand in there and you weren't even thinking of swinging. You were thinking of getting your head out of the way is all you were trying to do.
Prevent stance. I like that. Like the secondary in a football game.
You got it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
1-0 to Matt Shaw. The pitch to Matt is in there for a strike. Matt had a big game-winning sacrifice fly last night in the 10th inning, a dramatic ball game. Cubs finishing a sweep over Cleveland. Here's a ground ball to third, picked by Arenado. The multiple Gold Glove winner makes the play and throws to first in time, 2 down. You're always happy for a young guy who's been struggling a little bit offensively, like Shaw has, to step up onto that big stage and have a game winner, allow your team to sweep. Everyone goes crazy, sellout crowd. Just a great moment for the whole team. But you hope that'll elevate his game in some way.
No doubt. And yesterday he hit the ball right on the button 3 times in the game. And now this one he hit hard right at Arenado. The final one was the game winner. That was caught on the warning track by Thomas. But, you know, you love seeing Matt Shaw square the ball up. Now 4 at-bats out of 5.
Ian Happ fouls it away. Home runs by Cubs batters. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
They're getting their money's worth today, boy. Let me
I
tell
better
you.
keep this handy, this copy.
Yeah.
You remember Ian Happ on the 4th of July last year against the Phillies? 2 home runs from opposite sides of the plate. They each were 3-run homers.
Yeah, how about that?
So he drove in 6. Other than that, it was a very quiet day for him, other than those 2. Cubs beat the Phillies easily that day. Here comes the 1-2 to Ian. Fastball is up high.
RBIs by Cubs batters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Cubs lead 4-0. We are in the bottom of inning number 2. Just keep in mind, this is a Cubs-Cardinals game where comebacks are very, very common. In fact, you expect the other team to come back and make a game of it at some point. I do, at least.
Yeah, always. Absolutely.
Miles Michaelis coming back 2-2. Happ hits one foul in the air, left side. It'll slice out a play.
Managers' challenges and instant replays today. They're all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Both teams wearing the holiday hats. Light blue. Here's the pitch to Ian Happ, foul. Cardinals have the red bills, the powder blue up on top of the hats. They've got gray shirts and gray trousers, red numbers on their backs. Ron, you're sporting a nice Cubby hat.
Yeah,
today.
this is the Cubs hat today. This is the Independence Day Cubs hat.
Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Line to right in the corner. It's going to be a base hit up against the wall. Chasing it down is Burleson. Ian Happ has a double. All 5 hits are extra base knocks. Happ with a 2-bagger after he had flied to the warning track his first time. Well, Michaelis, Ron, as we've already documented, you in particular said he's always been a strike thrower. And sometimes those guys get in trouble by throwing too many hittable strikes.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it in the start of the broadcast, his last outing. You know, he gave up 8 runs and a lot of hits. Well, the mistake was he was throwing the ball in the middle of the plate. And that's been today. He's thrown a lot of balls that have been in the middle of the plate, and the Cubs hitters have not missed them.
Happ at second after his 2-base hit.
You know, you also
go ahead, Ron.
We also talked about what breaking pitch is going to be the one that's working for him. Well, he's thrown some sliders, and the slider has been sitting up and not really going downhill, and Cubs hitters have hammered.
Swing and a miss by Kyle Tucker, 1-1. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball strike. Cubs begin the day and the series in first place in the National League Central Division. 4 games up on Milwaukee. 5.5 on these Cardinals. 7 up on Cincinnati. Cincinnati playing better of late. Keep an eye on them. Swing and a miss, and the inning comes to an end. For the second straight inning, the Cubs have back-to-back home runs. This time it was Bush and Kelly. We go to the third. Cubs 4, Cardinals nothing on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Matthew Boyd. Listen to Every Game Here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
If you're fed up with the increasing costs, endless escalations, and slow response times of Microsoft Unified Support, it's time to look at a third-party alternative. US Cloud now supports over 50 companies on the Fortune 500 list, offering faster response times, 24/7 support, and 30 to 50% savings over Unified. US Cloud is the enterprise solution that CIOs trust. Learn more at uscloud.com. That's uscloud.com.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
It's beers and bands at Rockin' Brew Fest at Four Winds Casino New Buffalo's Silver Creek Event Center on Sunday, August 31st. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Local breweries and live music. Rockin' Brew Fest, August 31st at Four Winds Casino New Buffalo.
Top 3, Cubs 4, Cardinals nothing, 79 degrees, cloudy at Wrigley Field, wind blowing out. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Pat?
Zach, you're right. The wind is blowing out, but I think all 4 of those home runs would have gone out without the wind. Home runs by Suzuki, Crow Armstrong, Bush, and Kelly in the first 2 innings. Now the right-hander Colin Ray will try to hang on to this 4-0 lead as he goes to work on Nolan Gorman. And the first pitch is outside for a ball. We talk about the defensive alignment against a particular Cubs batter. That's sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Fastball outside, 2-0. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Just getting started in this series. Another day game tomorrow. There's a fastball outside 3-0. And then a Sunday night game of the week. It's kind of an unusual starting time, 5:10 on Sunday. Seems a little early. But they just tell us when the game is
right.
going to start, Ron, and that's when we have to be ready.
They didn't call you in advance and say,
No.
Mr. Hughes, a Hall of Famer?
And they didn't say Mr. Hughes either. Here's a swing and a foul back.
Did they say Mr. Hall of Famer? Is that what they said? No.
But a 5-10 game.
That's what you make us call you when you walk into the booth.
That's very true, and I want that. I would appreciate if that would continue indefinitely. Line drive to left. Coming in is Ian Happ making the catch. But can you remember a 5:10 starting time for the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley ever?
Never. No, I don't think I've ever played a game at 5:10 in my entire life. I don't think. Have you? Have you done a game or remember playing when we were younger? Or a game at that time?
Maybe, but it's such an unusual time.
Yeah.
Possibly on a getaway day, where a team knew that the other team had a long flight to make. Sometimes they'll make a concession and say, okay, we'll start a couple hours early just so you don't get in at a ridiculous hour.
Now, maybe the second game of a doubleheader, something like that.
Sure.
Could have been.
Pedro Pajes will take outside. Burley, right-handed batting catcher. Pajes hitting .221. He's got half a dozen home runs. Big man. And he hits a ground ball toward the middle, backhanded by Nico, takes his time, plants the foot, throws him out. Always important to know who hit the ground ball when you make a backhanded play, Ron.
Yeah, who's running? You always have to go through a few things in your mind each at bat when guys come to the plate. One of them is exactly that. Who is running? So how much time do I have? Do I get to get rid of this ball immediately, or do I have time to set and make a throw? The score, the situation, the inning, all these things factor into what you're thinking about before the pitch is thrown.
Cubs lead 4-0. Colin Ray has set down the first 8 Cardinals. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way. And it's inside. This is the third city for the Cardinals on a road trip. And it's been a roller coaster ride. They went into Cleveland and swept all 3 from the Guardians, and then got swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates earlier this week at PNC. Ground ball to first, glove by Bush. He'll stomp on the cushion. 3 unassisted ends the inning. 3 perfect innings for Colin Ray. We go to the bottom of the third. Cubs 4, Cardinals nothing on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Cade Horton. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a backseat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
Bottom three, Cubs leading the Cardinals 4-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. On the score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
Seiya Suzuki's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything work should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Suzuki drilled a long home run to the seats in left his first time. Miles Michaelis has surrendered 4 solo home runs already today. 4-0 Cubs lead. Seiya now with 24 for the year. We'll take a strike 0-1. We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Here comes the next offering from Michaelis. Fouled away. Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I don't see any empty seats at all. No surprise. Cubs and Cardinals, holiday. Cubs in first place. A lot of rooftopers across Waveland and Sheffield Avenues.
Yeah, look at that. The rooftops are packed. I mean, the neighborhood is full.
Seiya takes a bender low and away, 2-2. I'll go ahead and get us started off today. I'll say 40,004. Now the 2-2 from the right-hander. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Suzuki is out number 1, and it brings up Pete Crow Armstrong. Take a look at the pitching matchups for the balance of the series. Cubs have not yet named a starter tomorrow. It was going to be Jamison Tyone, but Jamison with a calf muscle issue in his leg has been put on the injured list as Pete swings away and fouls it away. Matthew Liberator, the left-hander, will start for St. Louis tomorrow in the 1:20 game. And then Matthew Boyd against Eric Fetty in the Sunday 5:10 p.m. start. And the Cubs will be on the road until the All-Star break. Swing and a miss by Pete.
I will make. Go ahead, Pat.
3 in Minnesota, Ron, one of your
right,
former stomping grounds.
Yeah, looking forward
And
to
3 against the Yankees, another one of your former teams.
It's going to be an expensive road trip.
Here comes the 0-2. It's taken high for a ball.
Think you could slap a 20 on me to get through this trip?
I didn't realize you were close to destitution.
I was going to say a couple hundred, but you know.
Here is a curveball low and inside. I feel for you. I might be able to slap a 5 or maybe a 10 on you just to hold you over for a while.
Okay, folks, we can get some coffee now. They're good.
Now the 2-2. Low and inside, 3-2.
Always enjoy going back to Minnesota and to New York, especially the Yankee Stadium. Some great places to go. We had some great times in both of those places.
Now the payoff to Pete. Swinging a drive to deep right field. Get out the tape measure, long gone. Off the video board. His second of the day. His 23rd of the year. It hit the video board on the fly.
This is an absolute blast off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong. Wow. He got an inside heater, and I mean, he turned on this pitch down and in, and it was just a matter of how far this ball was going to go.
Woo. Fair by about 75 or 80 feet. And I thought it might have blown out one of the lights on that video board. Fans still just buzzing. And now Dansby takes inside. And again, you can expect that. Dansby's not excited or pointing out at Michaelis.
No.
5 home runs. And he's only faced 13 batters in the game. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-0. Dansby lines a base hit to left.
What's the best thing to do when you think they're throwing at you the next pitch? Hit a rocket. And that's exactly what Dansby did. Hit a bolt to left field.
A run in, a man on. Cubs lead 5-0. We're in the third. Cubs trying to climb to a season-high 18 games above 500. And the batter is Michael Busch. Michael drives one in the air, deep right field. This is going to leave the yard. Another long home run.
Pat, that ball hit the top of the video board and right under the B in Budweiser. You talk about a blast. You don't see him up there very often. Batting practice or the game. Wow.
Cubs have hit 6 home runs in the first 3 innings of this game. And finally, one came with a man on. Cubs on top 7-0. Busch with 2 homers today has 16 for the year. His 3 RBIs elevate that total to 53. And this is a power display that you just don't see very often, Ron. Not in the big leagues. Carson Kelly ready to step in.
Now, this is where if you're Kelly, you just kind of stand there and turn your head.
Kelly will take a strike.
Yeah, Michaelis did not throw inside. I thought he might. He did not.
He threw the one inside to Dansby. And the 0-1 is low and outside for a ball. Michaelis is a veteran. And now the 1-1 pitch on the way to Carson Kelly. Pop fly, shallow left center. Wynn racing out. The left fielder Nootbaar angling in, makes a running catch in shallow left center for out number 2.
Boy, that last ball that Michael Busch hit, that was a couple feet from the very top of the video board and right. And, you know, the only ball that I really recall that, you know, I really remember going way up there was the Kyle Schwarber home run against this Cardinals club that landed on the video board.
In the postseason in 2015. Fly ball by Horner to deep right center. This will be caught by Scott. And that ends the inning. But the Cubs keep on playing long ball. 2 more home runs in the inning. 1 each by Crow Armstrong and Michael Busch. Each of those men with 2 home runs already. As we go to the 4th inning, Cubs 7. Cardinals nothing on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Your burger is served. And this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO has taken over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagamillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Red Sox crushed the Nationals 11-2. Trevor Story, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, including a home run. A whole bunch of games in progress. The Reds on top of the Phillies, 9-4, top of the 6th.
Very good, Zach. Thank you. Colin Ray and the Cubs lead 7-0. Brendan Donovan leads off this 4th inning for St. Louis and takes down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Okay, Ron, if you're a pitcher now, your team has scored 7 in the first 3 innings. Does that change your game plan at all?
I just think you stay on the attack. Colin Ray is a guy that throws a lot of fastballs, likes to throw it on each edge of the plate. You might try to throw a few more, strikes towards the middle, but I mean, you're just going to stay with your program and just kind of pour strikes in there and take your chances.
Donovan takes outside, 3-1.
We're coming to you live all season long. The Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Let's see if Colin Ray can come back to get Donovan. 3-1. Don't want to walk anybody with a 7-run lead. Here's the drive into deep left field. Going back is Happ, back near the wall, and that ball is going to be gone for a home run. Opposite field home run for Brendan Donovan. Just in the first row, and the Cardinals get on the board. It's now a 7-1 ball game. Number 7 this year for Donovan.
Now, we said at the home run barrage the Cubs had that this is a very good day to hit, and Donovan proves this a fastball out and away, catches the outside corner. He just good swing goes with it, and this ball lands in the very first row of the bleachers in straight left.
Mason Wynn robbed on a sensational diving catch by Pete Crow Armstrong in left center his first time. And you will see that repeatedly on all the highlight shows later on today and tonight. One of the best catches he's made, and that's saying something. Here's the 0-1. Low and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Still think about that American flag draped out over the field and the beautiful singing, by the way, of Elise Baker. She sang both God Bless America and the national anthem and did a wonderful job on both. And with her singing and that flag and the big crowd and just the regular buzz before a Cubs-Cardinals game, it was just a great thing to watch.
Yeah.
It really was.
Very special, no doubt.
That run by the Cardinals, their first in 4 games. They were shut out 3 in a row at PNC Park earlier this week. Now the pitch to Mason Wynn, and that's going to be low, ball 3. 3-2.
4th inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
Fly ball left field, playable for Ian Happ. Drifting back a little bit, loves it with no problem. And that's out number 1. Cubs 7, Cardinals 1, 4th inning, and the batter Alec Burleson.
Now we got to finish our attendance guesses in the attendance game. You guessed 40,004. I will go 40,350.
I'm going to go 40,500.
Fly ball, this should be playable. Shallow left center. Pete Crow Armstrong drifting in, waiting and squeezing. And that's out number 2. Cubs lead by 6, and the batter Wilson Contreras. Mention the Cubs record, Ron, 52-35. The only two teams in the big leagues that have a better winning percentage than the Cubs, the Dodgers and the Tigers. That's it.
Yeah.
Now Wilson Contreras takes outside for a ball.
And the first out was brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Dodgers 24 games above 500, have the best mark in the big leagues. High fly ball, shallow right center. Pete Crow Armstrong says, I'll make the play. And indeed he does. A home run by Donovan and nothing else. We go to the bottom of inning number 4. Cubs 7, Cardinals 1. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi and Harris, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on the Score.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $22 an hour, with opportunities to grow their career and their paycheck. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store stock online?
Definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale, retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
July is here. It's time for the 45th Annual Lakeside Festival at the Dole, beginning noon on Thursday, July 3rd through July 6th. Visit thedole.org for all details. Then, Farmers Market Plus resumes every Sunday, beginning July 13th, only at the Dole Mansion in Crystal Lake.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average, .364. Cal Raleigh of the Mariners, the home run leader with 33. And Seiya Suzuki adding to his major league leading RBI total earlier today. He's now driven in 74 runs. And we've got the Maestro's guest in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Our engineer, Paul Zarang, going 38,922.
Very good, Zach. We go to the bottom of inning number 4. Cubs 7, Cardinals 1. Nico Horner first up, hits a bouncing ball to third, one hop to Arenado, straightens up, throws to first in time. Matt Shaw bouncing out. And Shaw is the first out in the inning. It brings up Ian Happ.
Shaw's hit the ball sharply twice, both right at Arenado.
Fergie Jenkins is in the house today. They put a picture of him up on the video board to a great ovation. What a nice man.
Yeah,
And what a great pitcher. Ooh. Happ hits a fly ball to center, shallow, playable. Scott coming in, the left-handed center fielder makes the catch, and that's out number 2. You know, you still meet the occasional veteran Cubs fan who reminisces fondly about the 1969 Cubs team.
Absolutely.
And it's because they had such a good team. But beyond that, the personalities there, it's no surprise that people love that team. Fergie Jenkins, Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, Ron Santo, Don Kessinger, Glenn Beckert.
Yeah,
Did I say Randy Hundley?
Randy Hundley, very good.
But just
group.
great people, in addition to being great ball players, Ron. And I'm sure that's part of the fondness that people have for that 69 team. Here's Kyle Tucker taking a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Michaelis, the big right-hander, coming back 0-1 to Tucker, who fouls it away. 4th of July, and baseball has always been one of those checkpoints. You want to be in first at various times. Obviously, at the very end, that's the best time.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with Memorial Day, and now the 4th of July. You want to be in first come Labor Day, which is early September. But by now, you've got a pretty good idea of what your team can do.
Absolutely.
And what they might be capable of doing, looking down the road at the rest of the schedule, Ron.
Yeah, well, the Cubs are third best record in all of baseball, and they're in first place in the division. They have been almost the entire, first half of this season. And, you're looking at a team that has a lot of pluses to this ball club.
Fastball is high. Michaelis thought it was a strike. He looks in at James Jean, the home plate umpire.
Pretty good pitch. That was hit the top of the zone, the changeup.
And the 3-2 pitch on the way to Kyle Tucker. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. We've played 4, Cubs 7, Cardinals 1. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Organ failure takes more than strength to overcome. It takes expertise. Loyola Medicine's transplant program is among the most experienced in Illinois, with innovative approaches like gene expression profiling and robotic-assisted surgery. When the odds are long, we bring precision, compassion, and hope. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
5 a.m. I'm up with a crisp Celsius energy drink. Running 12 miles today. Grab a green juice, quick change, and head to work. Meetings, workshops. One more Celsius, no slowing down. Working late, but obviously still meeting the girls for a little dancing. Celsius. Live, fit, go. Grab a cold, refreshing Celsius at your local retailer or locate now at Celsius.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Cermak Road and speak with Yadi today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. Happy Independence Day. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Getting set for the top half of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field. All Cubs, a 7-1 lead over the Cardinals. Fans are cheering here at Wrigley Field because they're showing one fan standing up with one of those obvious T-shirts that says, St. Louis is boring. Lars Nootbaar at the plate. Colin Ray deals, and he backs Nootbaar off the plate with a ball, 1-0. Cubs have 8 hits today. 6 of them have left the yard. Here's the 1-0. Foul out of play. Second deck off to the left. 1-1. Pete Crow Armstrong with a pair of home runs. Same with Michael Busch. Seiya Suzuki's gone deep. So is Carson Kelly. As Nootbaar looks at a splitter low, 2-1. You miss hitting on days like today, don't you?
Well, it's definitely a good day to hit, and the boys are showing it, that's for sure. 6 home runs in a game already for the Cubs, 7 in total. With the ball Donovan hit, opposite field homer. hot, humid. That's just, it's one of those days where the ball's going to really carry. But there's not one of those balls that the Cubs have hit that wasn't that was a weather-rated home run. You're talking about some rockets Cubs have hit.
That last pitch up high, so Nootbaar has worked a full count. Cubs have hit the video board in right twice today. Ray deals the payoff pitch. Nootbaar hits a slow-moving tapper up the first base line. Fielded by Ray. The flip to first in time to get a hustling Nootbaar. One away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Little rollover ground ball, just a little dribbler up the first base line. Collin comes over, fields this ball. Has a little bit of an issue getting it out of his glove, but flips it over to Bushy to get the first out.
So here's Nolan Arenado. Lined out to Horner at second in his first at-bat. Pitch inside, ball one. Pete Crow Armstrong became the 25th player all-time to whack a shot off the video board. That came in the third. As Ray deals the 1-0, Arenado looks at ball two inside, a fastball that missed. And then moments later, Michael Busch hit a two-run home run off the top of the video board in right, the 26th time that's happened since they put that thing up. Swing and a miss by Arenado, 2-1.
Good breaking ball there by Ray after getting behind 2-0. Spins a perfect slider.
The 2-1. Off the outside check swing. Did he go? On appeal, no, says John Tumpane at first. So it's 3-1 now on Arenado. Ray delivers. Arenado swings, chops it foul off to the left. Full count. It's the opener of a three-game set between these two rivals. They split a four-game series in St. Louis last week. Cubs in first place, St. Louis in third, 5.5 games separating these two teams. Ray peers in, acknowledges the sign from his catcher, Kelly. Straightens up, puts the ball in the glove, sets the belt, kicks and delivers, and Arenado fouls it out of play, second deck off to the right. Count remains 3-2.
Ray's done a good job of mixing up pitches. He's thrown some very good sliders, but fastballs on either side of the strike zone and down.
Pitch tap foul at the plate by Arenado. Got a piece of a slider there. Good battle going on between these two. One down, top of the fifth. Cubs with a 7-1 lead over the Cardinals.
I think that one came right back up and bit Arenado.
Takes off his batting helmet. Wipes some sweat off the brow. Puts the helmet back on and digs in. Right-handed batter, upright stance, little bend at the knees. Ray deals. Soft moving bouncer left side. Cut off by Shaw. Running throw to first in time to get his counterpart, Arenado, 2 away.
Nice play by Matty, cutting across the diamond. Getting to this ball and throwing a strike across the diamond is perfect.
So that'll bring up Nolan Gorman, Cardinals designated hitter. He flat out to left in his first at-bat, 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. Ray kicks and delivers. A breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike, 0-1. Found out the news today that Jamison Tyone will be out for more than a month. The 0-1 up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's according to Craig Counsell, as Tyone has a right calf strain. Cubs have called up left-hander Jordan Wicks, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on Gorman.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be. I mean, they're talking about, some significant time being on the injured list, not just, the time designated or minimum time designated. Hopefully JMO will be all right and get back here pitching here in Wrigley soon.
1-2 the count and the pitch. Outside to Gorman, 2-2. One of the big storylines this season for the Cubs has been their ability to overcome injuries to key players. Justin Steele out for the year. Colin Ray's been filling in very nicely for him. The 2-2. Just missed up high. Full count with Gorman at the plate. Shota Imanaga missed nearly 2 months with that hamstring strain. Miguel Amaya's been out with the oblique strain. The 3-2 pulled on the ground, foul off to the right, just in front of first base coach Stubby Clapp.
Yeah, you think you miss your number 1 starter and your number 2 starter. Well, really 1 and 1A for either the whole season so far, the first half, or 2 months of the first half, and the Cubs are in first place.
Grounded foul off to the right, 3-2.
And your starting catcher. So, it's been, the rest of the gang has really picked it up and done their job. And as you mentioned, Colin Ray being one of them that's really done well.
Ray deals the 3-2. Outside ball 4 to Gorman. Draws a 2-out walk here in the top of the 5th with the Cubs up 7-1. It'll bring up the catcher, Pedro Pajes.
Little backdoor cutter type pitch, maybe even a slider, but didn't get back to the outer edge.
So Gorman becomes just the second Cardinal to reach base today. The first Donovan with a home run in the 4th. Pitch to Pajes, high and tight, 1-0.
And Mully and Haw talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning, 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score in the Odyssey app. I was on with the boys yesterday morning. Had some good talk, a few laughs. Hopefully they are enjoying some time off on this holiday weekend. We'll see you next week, boys. I think we'll be in New York next Friday.
Yeah. Final series before the All-Star break. Man at first, 2 away. Here's the 1-0 to Pajes. He hits a high fly ball deep right. Tucker drifting back on the edge of the track. It's playable. He makes the catch, backing up for out number 3. Gorman stranded on the bases. Middle 5. It's the Cubs 7, St. Louis 1 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Cermak Road and speak with Yadi today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Boom, some great news. The 2025 Wrigley Field Concert Series presented by Wintrust brings global K-pop sensation ATEEZ to the friendly confines on Saturday, July 26th. It's the Wrigley Field debut. Tickets are still available at cubs.com/concerts. There are concerts, and then there are concerts at Wrigley Field. It's a completely different story. So can't wait for ATs to perform on July 26th. Unfortunately, we'll be on the road.
I was going to say, are you going to the show?
I'll have to make some calls to make it happen. Seiya Suzuki at the plate to lead off the last of the fifth. Cubs up 7-1 over the Cardinals. The first pitch by Miles Michaelis is in there for a strike. A fastball. Bottom of the zone on the outside edge. 0-1. Seiya's 1 for 2. The 1, his 24th home run. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't think I've built up the equity where I can skip games to go see concerts in the middle of road trips. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Seiya out in front of a slider, 1-2.
That's between you and Mr. Rosen. I'm not getting in the middle of that one.
No, and I'm not complaining. There are worse things than being in the Cubs broadcast booth, no matter where we are. The 1-2. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michaelis missing with a slider.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of texts and photos from family and friends where they're at for the 4th today. And I sent some back here of Wrigley, and I'm in a pretty good spot. As Pat was saying, I really can't remember a 4th of July that I was not at a ballpark.
The 2-2, Seiya whacks it foul out of play. Second deck off to the right.
I mean, it was always like tournament time when you were a little kid. You know, you're starting to, the Little League World Series type tournament that starts. When you're a teenager, you're playing every day almost in the summer. 4th of July for sure.
Michaelis misses just outside with a curve, 3-2.
Where else would you rather be if you're a ball player? This is about as good as it gets.
Wrigley Field, Chicago on Independence Day 2025. Here's the 3-2. Seiya swings and misses. Strike 3. As Michaelis gets him with a fastball. 1 away.
Hey, you were kind of asking in between innings about Michaelis and, him still being on the mound. And I think part of that is, the Cardinals are down 7-1. And if they can get more outs out of him and less innings they got to get from their bullpen, it helps them for the next 2 ball games. So they're going to try to keep Michaelis out there as long as they can.
Pete Crow Armstrong swings and fouls one back off the netting, 0-1. PCA, if the game stopped right now, he's enjoying life.
He's the Benny's Beverage Depot player of the game. How about that?
He's already got 2 home runs and a phenomenal catch out in left center. Crowd chanting his name, the 0-1. Crow Armstrong drills one to right. Racing in is Burleson. It drops in front of him for a base hit. So PCA now with 3 hits. We haven't even finished the 5th inning.
He gets a hook from Michaelis. Low breaking ball, and this ball's about knee high. And he smokes this one with a little top spin. And when he hit this, you knew this was dropping in. There's no doubt. Today's his day. And that's his 3rd hit of the ballgame.
And he's always got the green light. Crow Armstrong takes his lead off of first, being held on by Contreras. The batter, Dansby Swanson. The pitch, a swing and a miss by Dansby, 0-1. Slow-moving curveball by Michaelis. Cubs are right in the meat of their order, presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. The pitch. Swanson looks at a ball low and outside, 1-1.
And all opponents' pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com.
Michaelis sets at the belt, works on the middle of the rubber. He kicks and delivers. Slow-moving, bouncing ball. Foul. That one took a bite out of Dansby's foot.
That one got him in the toes of his left foot.
Craig Counsell on the top step of the dugout along with trainer Nick Frangella. But Dansby lets him know he's okay, so they both go back in the dugout. 1-2 the count on Swanson, hitting at .252 on the year with 14 home runs. 1 down, bottom 5, Cubs 7, Cardinals 1. Crow Armstrong at first, throw to first. PCA gets back standing up. big hole on the right side of the infield with the second baseman Donovan playing up the middle just to the right of the bag, and Contreras holding on Crow Armstrong. The pitch. Low and outside, 2-2. Michael Busch on deck. He's whacked 2 home runs this afternoon. A long set by Michaelis, and the pitch. Low and outside, missed with a slider. It's a full count on Swanson.
Game 7-1 in the 5th. I would expect Pete is going to be off and running here. This game is not at that point where you shut everything down. There he goes.
The pitch, ground ball, stabbed deep in the hole at short by Wynn. His throw to first is not in time, and Crow Armstrong races to third and beats the throw for Contreras. And now we get the call from the first base umpire, John Tumpane, that Swanson is out at first. So PCA advancing 2 bases on a routine ground ball to short, 2 away.
Well, Wynn knocks this ball down, and the ball's at his feet. He picks this ball up and fires. Pete goes into second base, watches, and then still sees Wynn with the ball at his feet, and he's rounding second. So he just takes off for third. There's no way that Contreras is going to get this ball after coming across the diamond and throw, and Pete ends up at third base on a ground ball to short. And once again, it's just the Pete Crow Armstrong day here at Wrigley. Unbelievable. Great catch in center, 2 home runs, a single, and now first to third on a ball hitting the infield.
Michael Busch at the plate, 0-1 the count. Michaelis along set, and the pitch. Busch looks at the ball up high, 1-1.
You don't even say it's Michael Busch day, and he's hit 2 home runs. He's got 3 RBIs.
He almost hit the Budweiser sign on top of the video board in right. His last time up, a 2-run blast, which followed the solo blast his first time up. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1 now on Busch. We talked about it yesterday. PCA's got all 5 tools. I think we've seen all of them on display over the first 5 innings of this one. And now the 2-1. Busch swings, whips a line drive, base hit, and a power alley in right. Crow Armstrong scores. The ball cut off in right center by Scott, who gets it back to the infield to hold Busch to an RBI single, his 3rd hit of the ball game, and the Cubs extend the lead. Now 8-1 over the Cardinals here in the 5th.
8-1 Cubs. Michael Busch has 4 of the Cubs' 8 RBIs in this ball game. Hits an absolute rocket into right center. It's actually a very nice play by Scott to cut this ball off. If it gets past them, it's a triple.
Now the batter, Carson Kelly. Right-handed hitter, stands deep in the box. The pitch. Foul back off the netting to the right, 0-1. Kelly's got one of the Cubs' home runs today, a solo shot in the second. Cubs went back-to-back in the first, Suzuki and PCA, and back-to-back in the second, Busch and Kelly. Here's the 0-1. Called strike.
Kelly in a line drive bullet into the seats and left. In that second inning was a slider down, might even have been down out of the zone. He was right on time, perfect swing on a pitch down, and he just smokes that ball about halfway up the bleachers and left.
Busch at first, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And now Michaelis's pitch count starting to climb. He's at 90 pitches. And, I know St. Louis, they're trying to do is get as much out of Michaelis as they can in this, game that's been a tough one so far, to not burn out the bullpen, at least the best you can.
Pitch low to Kelly. It's 2-2.
Left-hander John King now warming up in the bullpen for St. Louis.
Nico Horner on deck, 2-2 the count on Kelly with Busch at first. Michaelis delivers. A fly ball hit deep down the right field line, angling over on the track. Burleson makes the catch in the corner out of our view for out number 3. But the Cubs add to their lead on the Ribby single by Bush. 8-1 Cubs over the Cardinals after 5 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Your burger is served. And this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
This moment right now is the ideal time. To make sure you're stocked on sparklers, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor for an epic 4th of July celebration. Because America's Birthday Bash deserves refreshment that's like fireworks of explosive flavor.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Experience the excitement at Four Winds Casinos with award-winning cuisine, luxurious hotel accommodations, the latest slots, and a variety of table games. Why settle for less when you can have it all at Four Winds Casinos, your entertainment escape.
A Pair of Jokers comedy tour live at Four Winds South Bend's Rippentown Conference and Event Center. See comedians Damon Williams, Gary G. Thank Johnson, and Jess Niche on Saturday, July 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Colin Ray pitching well. Cubs out hitting St. Louis 10-1 and leading 8-1 as we start this 6th inning. Pedro Pages to lead it off, then Victor Scott and Brendan Donovan. We're going to take a little look at some baseball history. This date in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now is the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Victor Scott lines it foul off to the left out of play. 67 pitches for Colin Ray today, so he could work another inning or two possibly. Here comes the 0-1. High fly ball foul down the right field line, curling back out of play. This was the day, famous day in baseball history, 1939. It was Lou Gehrig Day at Yankee Stadium. And he delivered that classic speech. He was dying of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 1. Pedro Pages is out number 1, and the batter is, let me correct that. That was Victor Scott out number 1, and now Brendan Donovan, the batter. But Lou Gehrig, I remember watching that run. I think I've probably seen that 20 times.
Yep.
His famous speech, and he talked about being given a bad break. But he was around people he loved. He was at Yankee Stadium, and he said, but I still consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Very powerful moment. Here's the 0-1 pitch taken down low for a ball. And in fact, he would have his uniform number 4 retired. It became the first ever big league uniform number retired. Here's the little tapper back to the mound. Ray has it, throws to first. That's going to be out number 2 as Brendan Donovan bounces out. And the batter is Mason Wynn.
Yeah, now in New York, there is not a single-digit number if you come there that you can wear because they've all been retired. How about that?
Derek Jeter had his, right? Joe Torre, Mickey Mantle,
Billy Martin,
Roger Maris,
yeah.
Lou Gehrig,
Yogi Berra.
Yogi, of course. We will be there in another week. Next weekend, the Cubs will be at new Yankee Stadium, not the old place. Covered many games in the old park, though. What history there. The monuments out in center.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the old ballpark. And the new one's beautiful. It's a beautiful facility. There was just something about the old one. When you stood at home plate, you're thinking Gehrig and Ruth and Mantle all stood in that same batter's box.
1-1 to Mason. Wynn fouled away. And they used to play the highlight reel
called Yankeeography.
Yankeeography. And the narrator was the late great John Facenda of NFL Films fame. One of the great sports narrators ever, my opinion. In fact, there's not a better one that I could even think of.
Couldn't
who's
agree
even
more.
Close.
Yeah.
But I love the way he enunciated every single syllable. And boy, could he make things sound dramatic.
Oh, right. I'm telling you, going into New York as a visiting player, I used to always think, why do they keep playing this?
Line drive to right. Tucker is there. He's got it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Ray, rolling along. He's pitching a very good ball game today. In the middle of inning number 6, Cubs 8, Cardinals 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a backseat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagamillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
I've gathered you here today for a family strategy meeting. Johnny, after dinner, you get 30 more minutes of counting practice on iExcel. Meanwhile, Timmy, you get to use iExcel for your long division. Let's do this. Try the learning product families trust at iExcel.com.
It's the greatest pop rock of the 60s and 70s. The Happy Together Tour 2025 with the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, Little Anthony, Gary Tuckett and the Union Gang, and the Vogues. Friday, August 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern, Silver Creek Event Center at Four Winds Casino, New Buffalo. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Four Winds Casino, Silver Creek Event Center.
Nico Horder is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Huh?
Zach, thank you. Miles Michaelis still pitching for St. Louis. Cubs lead 8-1 as the Cubs come up in the bottom of this 6th inning. Nico Horner first up, then Matt Shaw and Ian Happ. Nico has popped out today and flied to center. We were talking between innings of a crazy game on the 4th of July, 1985 in Atlanta at Old Fulton County Stadium between the Mets and the Braves. There's a chopper foul. Let me give you the final score first, and then we'll backpedal for some details. 19 innings. The Mets beat the Braves 16-13. And the game ended at 3:55 in the morning. The latest ending to a game in National League history. And they had a fireworks show planned for after the game. It was the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it says here, now I question, it says after the game, 10,000 fans left in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium are treated to pre-dawn fireworks. I can't believe 10,000 people were still there at 4 in the morning.
I'm with you there. It's fireworks and breakfast, right? Coffee and fireworks.
Now, Zach, you would have been a young Mets fan at that time. Do you have any recollection of that game? Don't get so emotional, Zach. Here's a ground ball to third, fielded by Arenado. And he'll make a very good off-balance running throw to first to get him.
I wanted to set up the drama. I think what I remember most from that night is I was upset that my parents took me into the city to watch the fireworks show. So I missed the beginning of the game. Then we came back home. It was still going on, but I was really young, and I fell asleep. I was not awake for the entire game, Pat. I'm sorry. So I don't know what happened at the end other than what I read.
I'm just reading some of the details. Game was tied 8-8 after 9 innings. First pitch to Matt Shaw is low and outside.
It's the home run, though, that was hit. That's the big.
Both teams scored 2 in the 11th inning, so now it's 10-10. The Mets then took an 11-10 lead in the 18th inning.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a liner foul down the left field line.
Now you're getting somewhere.
But Braves pitcher Rick Camp then tied the game with a homer. They were completely out of pinch hitters.
Players, yeah.
So he had to bat for himself, and he homers to tie the game.
It's a great call when you see it of the home run, because the way they're talking, John Sterling talking like they just can't hit a homer. We could not have this, and bang, there it goes.
Here comes the 1-2 from Michaelis to Matt Shaw. Looping line drive towards second, caught by Donovan. And that's going to be the second out in this inning. Cubs on top 8-1. We're in the bottom of inning number 6. But then Camp, after his dramatic home run, he did not have such a good time on the mound. He gave up 5 runs in the top of the 19th inning. Ron Darling, the 7th Mets pitcher, closed the game, and he even gave up 2 runs before finally the crazy game came to an end. Well, you really never do know what you're going to see in a big league ball game.
No, I would agree.
19 innings, 16-13 the final.
Now, I know you were wishing that you were calling that game.
Sort of. Here's a liner to first, caught by Contreras, and that will end the inning. The Hap lines out. Cubs do nothing. It's on to inning number 7. Cubs 8. Cardinals 1 on the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Now more than ever, unions need a bank you can trust. A bank that speaks your language. A bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day. ABOC has served unions since 1922, and we're here to stay. We're the preeminent union bank in Chicago because we provide service the big banks can't touch. And with the many digital products we've added over the years, we're proud to offer the same great quality to unions, whether you're down the street or across the country. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation. Visit aboc.com to learn more.
Welcome to the Happy Camp, presented by Schafferhofer Grapefruit Beer, the refreshing blend of 50% Hefeweizen beer and 50% grapefruit juice. Here's your chance to win the ultimate Happy Camp for you and 5 friends. Join us in Miami Beach at the Kimpton Surfcomer Hotel for a sun-filled 3-day weekend, including a beach volleyball lesson, beachside pool party, and great food, all with an ice-cold, refreshing Schafferhofer grapefruit in your hands. Visit SchafferhoferHappyCamp.com for rules and how to enter.
When you do the math, you choose McGrath.
McGrath Acura of Westmont is one of Chicagoland's premier auto dealers. Zach Zaidman here. It's where I got my car. At McGrath Acura of Westmont, the luxury of Acura meets the McGrath commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. With new models in stock, such as the 2024 Acura MDX and competitive deals, there's no reason not to visit McGrath Acura of Westmont on Ogden Avenue or at AcuraByMcGrath.com.
Nice.
Getting set for the top half of the 7th inning here at Wrigley Field. Cubs leading the Cardinals 8-1. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Colin Ray still on the mound. What a game he's pitched today, Ron.
He has been lights out. He gave up the one opposite field home run to Donovan in the 4th inning. Other than that, he is, we talk about him having great command of his fastball. He's had an excellent slider, too, today. And he has kept this Cardinal team at bay for the first 6 innings.
Alec Burleson will lead it off. Left-handed batter. Is fouled out to third and flied to center. And home run you mentioned by Donovan. The only hit Here's a drive deep to right, foul, curling out of play. And that made it to Sheffield Avenue, but foul by about 90 feet.
See what's on tap. Here sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And you want to know what's been on tap and in flight? How about the baseball? Cubs had back-to-back homers in the first, Suzuki and Armstrong. Back-to-back homers in the second, Bush and Kelly. 2 home runs in the third, Armstrong again and Bush again. And the Cubs have put a lot of balls in flight, and they're up 8-1. That's what's been going on here at the friendly confines.
Michael Bush, 3 for 3 with those 2 homers you alluded to, and 4 runs batted in.
So keep the flight going and keep them cold.
There's a chopper foul, but I was thinking about Colin Ray. On a day like today, I think most managers who have managed games at Wrigley for a while, and Craig Counsell now is in that category, you'd be very happy if he gave you 5 good, solid innings and kept the other team down to, say, 1 or 2 runs.
Absolutely.
He is now working in the 7th inning, and they only have 1 hit and 1 run today. So he came up big.
Like, what it does is it's allowing more and more guys not to have to get up, in this ball game, bullpen guys that you got to burn. Now, the Cubs have a day off on Monday, which is very important to know. So you can really use your bullpen extensively this series against St. Louis. But, boy, if your starting pitcher gives you 7, you're ecstatic.
Plus, last night's game was a 10-inning game.
Yeah,
and the
right.
bullpen was used extensively. Wilson Contreras chops it foul, getting very close to a station ID. And the 0-1, ground ball foul toward third. Let's pause 10 right here for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Contreras takes low and in. Burleson, after the leadoff walk, is at first, being held by Bush. Again, we hope you're having a pleasant 4th of July with friends and family and food and drinks. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside, 2-2. And drives safely. So many people out on the roads on this holiday. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Contreras got fooled on a breaking ball. He is 0 for 3. 1 away, 7th inning. Cubs on top, 8-1. And the batter is Lars Nootbaar.
And that's the slider we were just talking about. The thing about it is it comes out looking like a fastball, and it ends up being the slider. Excellent pitch to get the punch out.
Nootbaar chops one foul. Another day game tomorrow. We will certainly have it for you beginning at 1:20 in the afternoon. This is game 5 in the season series. They split the 4 in St. Louis last week. Off-speed pitch down low, 1-1. Teams in your division, you play 13 games each. That's 4 series, and one of the series is a 4-gamer. And that's what we had last week in St. Louis. They try to alternate that. I'm talking about the schedule makers, so that next year the 4-game series will be at Wrigley Field between these two teams. Here comes the 2-1 now to Nootbaar, and that's in there for a strike. Still kind of miss those days, Ron, when you played 18 games against each of your division foes. You'd have 9 in each park. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Beautiful changeup by Colin Ray.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I love the scheduling where, because these games are so much fun. I mean,
great.
Fans love them. They're great for baseball. They're great for these two cities to have this great rivalry. Yeah. Hardest working player of the game, brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. And Kelly's going to the mound. Got to believe Colin Ray's got to win that one, right? Hardest working player of the game. He has been excellent with only one hit given up with 2 outs here in the 7th. Kelly just giving him a little chance to catch his breath maybe a little bit. Make sure Thielbar is loose if needed here with 2 outs in the 7th.
He's made 93 pitches today. It's very hot, very humid. This would be the equivalent of, I would say, about 110 pitches on a 70-degree day.
Yep. Kelly taking his time getting back to home plate, too. That's a good job by him just to kind of make sure that Thielbar gets some time to get loose.
Cubs with a 4-game division lead at the start of the day over Milwaukee. And 5.5 over these Cardinals. Milwaukee plays in Miami later on tonight. The Mets and Yankees are playing. In fact, here's a bouncing ball toward third and foul. I believe we are getting the attendance figure for the day. We'll pass that along. Cubs trying to beat St. Louis for the 3rd straight time. They won the final 2 in St. Louis last week. Short lead at first by Burleson. The pitch to Arenado. Check swing. It's going to be a strike. Arenado thought he checked. One of those where James Jean, the home plate umpire, didn't even bother to get help. He just saw the swing and he called it.
Arenado kind of left the bat hanging out there.
The 1-2. Drilled, knocked down by Bush. It's going to be an infield hit for Arenado. Bush might have gotten partially blocked by the runner as that line drive to his backhand side, which is to his right side. And it was a tough one-hopper. He did get a glove on it, but the ball squirted away over toward the second baseman, Horner. And it's an infield single for Arenado. Safe at second is Burleson. And Craig Counsell to the mound, and if, in fact, he makes a change, you're going to hear a thunderous ovation for Colin Ray. And here it comes. Fans are standing. It's one of his best games of the year against the arch rivals. And it's Colin Ray's game to win today. Pitching changes by the Cubs are always sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs, James Hardy. Cubs lead 8-1. We'll be back with more. We're in the 7th inning. On The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Santa Fe models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge. Smart fridge.
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Games in progress. Top of the 9th in Philadelphia. The Reds leading the Phillies 9-6. Top 4 in Queens. Yankees and Mets are tied at 3. Final on the board. The Red Sox an 11-2 drubbing of the Nationals. Trevor Story with a monster game. He went deep, 4 hits, 4 RBIs. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Caleb Thielbar, the left-hander, now on the mound. Lefty against lefty. Nolan Gorman batting. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. Cubs out hitting St. Louis 10-1 and lead by a score of 8-1. Runners at first and second, 2 down, top of inning number 7. The next pitch by Thielbar swung on and missed. Gorman has not really picked up either of the first 2 pitches. They look like breaking balls. I would be sure I'd go ahead and just throw a third.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
See
right?
what happens.
Yeah, he's been way out front of both of these pitches.
Michael Busch has been given an error on that ball hit by Arenado. That might be changed later on. Very tough error. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Thielbar strikes out Gorman on 3 great breaking balls. Cardinals don't score, leave a pair. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time for the stretch. It's the Cubs 8 and the Cardinals 1. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
As Harry Carey leads us with Take Me Out to the Ballgame.
Let me hear you. Good and loud. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Boy, you never sang better in your life.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Cermak Road and speak with Yadi today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Lowe's sabe que el 4 de julio se festeja mejor con ahorros buenísimos. Ahorra hasta 40% en electrodomésticos selectos y ahorra 10% adicional al comprar 2 o más electrodomésticos selectos. Y llévate 3 bolsas de Mulch Scott's Naturescapes de 1.5 pies cúbicos por $10. Estas ofertas están calientes. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Válido hasta 7/9. Selección varía por lugar hasta agotar existencias. Detalles en Lowe's.com. Excluye Alaska y Hawái.
JC comes in to play third base. Pozo comes in to play first. We'll get the first names a bit later on. And the new left-hander on the mound is King. Actually, he's been in the game for... No, he has not been in the game. John King, the left-hander, working on Kyle Tucker. First pitch outside. The second offering is tapped slowly toward third. King barehanding, throws to first. In time. Bang, bang play. No argument from Tucker. Pretty good play by King.
Excellent play, and Count's still wondering if they should review this, and Tuck is headed to the dugout. Yeah, I think you're going to review it. Tuck, you might have to go back. Yeah, I think he beats this throw, and Tuck's walking towards the dugout, but I think it's going to be a hit.
Kyle tried that long last stride, reaching for the bag with his right foot. And that's going to be a very tough one to overturn, Ron. It's a very close play. What do you see?
I think it's going to be a base hit. I think the ball doesn't pop the glove, and his front toes are on the bag. I think he hits the bag with the very front edge of his foot, which is perfect, and I think he's going to be safe. It's one of those calls in a game like this where Tuck just accepted he get called out and ran back to the dugout, but that's part of the guy's jobs in the video room to check that out.
Could Contreras have been in slightly better position to receive the throw?
Absolutely. He could have stretched at the ball where it was coming from instead of just off the bag.
The runner's out. Chicago loses their challenge.
Score at 1-3, one down here in the bottom of inning number 7.
And manager challenges and instant replays. They take second look, and a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Cubs lead 8-1. Here is Seiya Suzuki. He started the home run barrage with a blast in the first inning deep to the bleachers, just under the scoreboard. All of the damage done against the starter, Miles Michaelis.
Designated hitters today, and that's Seiya. They're sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lyle.
Here's the ground ball to third. Gloved by Arenado. Makes a nice play and throws him out. Arenado's footwork always is impeccable. And apparently he has taught that footwork to Thomas Sajasi, who is now playing third base.
Not only is his footwork impeccable, but he's a good teacher.
And now that I look down there, they don't really remind you of each other. It's a warm day. Here's a swing and a foul by Pico Armstrong. But it was a good play by Sajasi. Thomas Sajasi. I like the spelling of his last name. Pete Crow Armstrong's had a big day today. 3 for 3, 2 solo home runs, and a single and 3 runs scored. He's up to 23 homers and 66 driven in. He lines a base hit to right. He's 4 for 4. There are many things in sports that will never, ever go out of style. Going 4 for 4 in a ball game is one of them.
Hey, you got it. And I mean, he has hit 4 balls right on the button today. 2 bombs for home runs, 1 a line drive, 1 off the video board and right, and 2 line drives to right field for base hits.
Pete Crow Armstrong not being held on. And now Dansby Swanson will take outside for a ball. Pozo now the first baseman. Yoel Pozo. Deep drive left center field. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Dansby Swanson. Cubs lead 10-1.
By another rocket off the bat of a Cub. 15th bomb of the year for Dansby, and this is another, no doubt, home run for the Cubs here in this ballgame.
7th homer of the day. Cubs have tied their all-time single-game home run record with 7. Last done on August the 1st, 2 years ago against the Cincinnati Reds. So they've averaged a homer per inning. Michael Busch has belted a couple, and now he bats, and he was trying to launch another one, but he swung and missed. For Dansby, it's his 15th. Crow Armstrong along for the ride. He scored 4 runs today. Nothing wrong with that afternoon. Swanson now with 42 runs batted in. 10-1. Lefty to lefty. Here's Bush fouling it away. Bush is a perfect 3 for 3. 4 runs batted in. Big holiday crowd being treated to a home run parade by the Cubs. Swing and a miss, or a foul at the plate. And we'll do it again. The hit disparity is startling. Cubs out hitting the Cardinals today, 12-1.
Well, coming into this game, we were talking about it. That was the storyline for St. Louis. The last series, they were shut out 3 straight ball games by Pittsburgh. Today, they scored a run on a home run, but they've only got 1 hit in the game.
Deep drive to left. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Number 3 for Michael Bush. Opposite field this time. That's a career high for Michael. What a day he is having.
That's a career high for a lot of people. 3 home runs in the ballgame for Michael Bush. 5 RBIs in the game for Michael Bush.
The crowd wants him to make a curtain call. So far, he has not emerged from the dugout. And play will continue with Carson Kelly batting.
That's a franchise record, 8 home runs in 1 game for the Chicago Cubs.
Kelly swings and fouls it at the plate. When you look at what Crow Armstrong and Bush together have done today, it's remarkable. They are 8 for 8 with 6 RBIs and 6 runs scored. I think it's 7 runs scored between the 2 of them. Here's the 0-2, low and outside for a ball.
Yeah, 7 runs scored.
Cubs have gone back-to-back now, Ron, 3 different times in 1 game. That is highly unusual as well. You might go a week or 2 before you have 1 set of back-to-back homers. And the 2-2, lifted to right deep. That goes Burleson near the wall. Burleson makes the catch right up against the vines. Kelly gave it a long ride. Cubs score 3 and got another standing ovation. And we go to the 8th inning. Cubs 11, Cardinals 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on the score.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Top of the 8th inning here in Chicago. And Wrigley Field has been abuzz. The Cubs are up 11-1 with 8 home runs here in this ball game. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars of the K to donate your car today. And the fireworks have come early here at the Friendly Confines, partner.
Indeed they have, Ron. A franchise record 8 home runs, 3 by Michael Busch, 2 by Pete Crow Armstrong, 1 each by Suzuki, Swanson, and Kelly. Cubs on top 11-1, out hitting the Cardinals 13-1, and the Cubs are trying to climb to a season high 18 games above 500. Pedro Pajes will lead off this 8th inning. Porter Hodge, the new man on the mound. Colin Ray's game to win. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Pajes. And he takes outside. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The actual figure today, 40,038. And we were all in that same area. It looks like I was a little bit closer today. Breaking ball is low and outside, and it's 1 and make it 2 balls and a strike. Same 2 teams tomorrow. 1:20 in the afternoon. The 2-1 from Hodge. Swing and a miss. A vanishing slider. The lights have been turned on. Still kind of cloudy, warm, little humid. Ball really carrying today. Strike 3 called. A fastball got him. It's kind of a classic setup. You throw breaking ball, and then he starts looking for that.
Yeah.
And you cross him up with a fastball to strike him out.
Yeah, he zipped the heater. Perfect pitch by Hodge right on the outside corner for strike 3.
1 away. Here's Victor Scott, the second. Left-handed batter. Scott takes a strike.
RBIs by Cubs batters, and there's a lot of them today. Sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. And Pet Cubs pitching changes, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
First out in the inning, brought to you by Xfinity, where the Wi-Fi is booming right along with all these home runs. And the 0-2 is not made. And
7th inning stretch today was sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life.
The 1-2 from Porter Hodge. Wrapped on the ground, first base side, backhanded by Busch. He's everywhere today. Shovels to Hodge in time. And that's out number 2. Pretty good play by Michael. His defense, Ron, just keeps getting fine-tuned and better and sharper all the time.
Isn't that the truth? Absolutely. It's a great day. Can you say Benny's Beverage Depot toast of the game ball players?
Jose Fermin, the batter.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think I know what you're going to guess, but we'll see if we can get catch of the game. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover the weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Find all the fun at catchdesmoines.com. Any candidates today?
I would say the second batter of the game, Mason Wynn, lined one to left center. Pete Crow Armstrong came out of nowhere to make an incredible diving catch.
One of the best catches for a center fielder that doesn't go over the wall or into the wall that I've ever seen. I mean, I did not think he had any chance of making a catch in that ball, and literally he outran the play.
And since it was Wynn who hit it, if he misses it, it's almost a sure triple.
Yep.
But Pete, very, very confident, and why wouldn't he be with all of his skill? But you just get the feeling he thinks he can make every play.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's been making just about every single play.
Yeah, you don't want to discourage him from doing that. That's
No.
for sure. Now this goes right with that other play. Tough play of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. And Loyola Medicine defines tough. That catch was tough.
Jose Fermin waiting and pops it up foul and back out of play. Quality start by Colin Ray today. Quality starts by Cubs pitchers, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Breaking ball, strike three call. 1, 2, 3 for Porter Hodge. It's all Cubs today. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 11, Cardinals 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This moment right now is the ideal time to make sure you're stocked on sparklers. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick for an epic 4th of July celebration. Because America's Birthday Bash deserves refreshment that's like fireworks of explosive flavor.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river. Give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Guys, Major League Baseball is taking over the ATL with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 14th at 7 p.m. Then catch the 95th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 15th at 6 on Fox. Pat?
Again, a happy 4th of July to everyone. America 249 years old today. Hope you've got a big cake to accommodate that many candles. Nico Horner will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Cubs. Nico today popped out, flied out, grounded out. Let's see if he can join the hit parade. Cubs out hitting St. Louis 13-1, out homering them 8-1. First pitch by Savanson is outside, ball 1. Matt Savanson, big right-hander. Nico takes a strike. Savanson comes set, and he is facing the left field corner. It's kind of an odd setup that he has, but it apparently works for him. Now he's looking out at the left field corner, and then it's kind of a sidewinder. The ball is dribbled in front of the plate, fielded by the catcher, Pajes, and he flips it to Pozo for out number 1. Play kind of started in slow motion.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate for Nico. You chopped this ball in foul territory in that topspin because you hit the top of the baseball. It rolls it back into fair territory.
1 away, bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs leading comfortably 11-1. Matt Shaw, the batter. Let's see if he can get himself a hit before the day ends.
Pat, Cubs stolen bases always. They're powered by Aturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Aturo.com.
The 0-1 to Shaw, fastball high. Cubs trying to take a season edge of 3 wins to 2 against St. Louis. And that's always a fairly significant number. Cubs trying to push the Cardinals 6.5 games out at first. A looper into shallow right, running out and making a nice catch is the new second baseman. And we'll identify him momentarily. That looks to be Fermin.
A little inside-out swing by Shaw, and just hit a little looper. Fermin went back and got it.
John Birdie gets an at-bat. Batting for the first time today. Birdie takes inside from Swanson. Swanson works from the stretch, and the next offering rides in high. Cardinals in danger of losing their fourth consecutive game. There is a swing and a foul back. Again, Milwaukee plays in Miami tonight. The next offering in there for a call, strike two. Cubs trying to win their fourth in a row on the homestand here, Ron. It's been a good homestand.
Yeah, absolutely. As I'm looking at the scoreboard here at Wrigley, I'm surprised there's not more day games on the 4th of July.
Same. Strike three, and that ends the inning. Birdie strikes out. Cubs don't score. It's on to the 9th inning. Cubs 11, Cardinals 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long on the Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This moment right now is the ideal time to make sure you're stocked on sparklers. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick for an epic 4th of July celebration. Because America's birthday bash deserves refreshment that's like fireworks of explosive flavor.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river. Give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car right in your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
John Birdie struck out as a pinch batter, and now John Birdie is going to be the Cubs pitcher in the 9th inning. It's unusual because the position player on the mound is almost always on the team that is trailing by a wide margin, not the team that is leading comfortably.
Yeah.
First pitch to Garrett Hampson is a strike. Birdie making his first career pitching appearance. High and inside to Garrett Hampson. And the count 1-1. Cubs leading 11-1. Here's a deep drive to left. This is back near the wall, and that ball is going to be off the top of the vines. And Hampson will have a two-bagger. Just missed a home run.
What I would guess is if Birdie gives up a few runs, then what will happen is Counts will get the bullpen up and get a regular bullpen guy in there. I'm sure he's got a number in his head of if he gives up 2 or 3 runs, then we're going to change things out. But it goes right back to not wanting to burn any more bullpen arms in today's game if you don't have to.
Alec Burleson takes ball 1. Burleson, a left-handed batter, takes high for ball 2. It's Colin Ray's game to win. Miles Michaelis on the hook for the loss. And there is ball 3, 3-0. Crowd getting a little restless.
I think they thought their last pitch was a strike. It was not.
There is a strike. And the right-hander delivers. That's going to be ball 4. 2 men on, nobody out, 9th inning. The Cubs lead 11-1. And Pozo ready to step in. Yoel Pozo. And he'll take a strike. Well, the triple play is set up, Ron.
Yeah.
Pozo will drive one towards center. On the run, Carl Armstrong makes the catch. Out number 1. Hard hit ball, but Pete ran in and over toward left center slightly and grabbed it with no problem. 1 down.
And that's what Council was hoping for, is they're just going to hit some balls at a few guys and get this game over with.
Lars Nootbaar batting. Nootbaar nothing for 3 today. Takes low and inside. And another pitch missed. It's ball 2. Here's a swing and a smash down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. Over to pick it up is Tucker. A run scores. Racing to third on the play is Fermin. And it's an RBI single for Nootbaar. Actually, that is Burleson scampering over to third. So now it's an 11-2 ball game. And here's a smash off the glove of Birdie. He will throw it to third. And in time, out at third. What a play by Birdie. Burleson, the runner over at third, started to wander down the line. Birdie knocked down that smash and really made an excellent play. It hit him in the foot, but he didn't quit on the play and backhanded the ball. Backhanded throw to third to get his man out on a very close play.
Yeah, excellent play by Birdie to recover. And this ball, it's a smash, and it hits him in the foot, I believe in the right foot, and caroms over towards the line. And Turner, who's now in the game at third, ends up making the tag, and you end up getting an out at third base.
A nice tag by Turner as well.
Yeah. Shaw is now at second for Nico. And Nico has moved to shortstop to give Dansby the rest of the day.
Nolan Gorman batting, takes high. This big holiday crowd. We've seen a lot of action today. Cubs lead by a score of 11-2. As the Cubs are going to reach a new level of excellence. They're going to be 18 games above 500. This pitch is low and inside. Cardinals on the threshold of losing their 4th consecutive game. Here's the pitch off the inside edge, ball 4. So Gorman gets the walk. That'll reload the bases. And the batter is Pajes.
Wait, now you just don't want something to happen where you give up a grand slam here, and then fans are a little restless, as you said, but that pitch is high.
Bernie working on Pajes, and that's ball 2-0.
That pitch is high also.
And the strike is delivered. Cubs with a 9-run lead. The Cardinals down to their last chance. Outside, ball 3. Ryan Brazier is throwing now in the Cub bullpen. And that's going to be ball 4 to force in a run. Pajes gets the base on balls with the bases loaded. It's now 11-3. And Craig Counsell looks like he's going to wait for one more batter.
Yeah, I think he's on the phone to the bullpen right now. And
2 down. Victor Scott takes a strike. Scott without a hit today. Left-handed batting outfielder. And he hits a fly ball to shallow left. Vidal Brujan is there. Cubs win the ball game. Cubs win it by a score of 11-3. Excellent outing by Colin Ray. The Cubs played long ball, setting a team record run with 8 home runs in today's game.
Think about that.